This presentation speaks to what is cooling, how is cooling done, and what is cooling theory, and explain and help you understand cooling principles and cooling solutions. The term cold describes the feeling a person has when you do not feel warm enough. Heat is a form of energy produced by molecular motion or agitation. The more agitation there is, the more heat is produced. A person begins to feel cold when the temperature of the air around him falls to 70 Fahrenheit or below. In cooling, as in heating, heat is transferred from a substance of higher temperature to another substance of lower temperature. In cooling, heat travels from the body, which is warmer, to the air, which is colder. There are a number of terms used in a discussion of cooling, which we use in measuring changes in the state or temperature of air, water, or other materials. One method is by measuring in degrees on a Fahrenheit scale of temperature. Another is in calories of heat, or in British thermal units called BTUs. 1 BTU may be defined as the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water 1 degree Fahrenheit. There are 250 calories of heat in 1 BTU. Really, that's more info than you need, but hey, makes for good conversation. Sensible heat changes the temperature of a substance without changing its form. Ordinary heating or cooling of air is an example of sensible heat. Such temperature changes are measured in degrees on a thermometer. This is known as dry bulb temperature. Latent heat changes the form of a substance without changing its temperature. An example is the cooling, which causes water vapor in the air at 75 Fahrenheit to condense into the form liquid water at 75 Fahrenheit. Another example of latent heat is the cooling required to change liquid water at 32 Fahrenheit into ice at 32 Fahrenheit. Cooling the liquid water from 75 Fahrenheit down to 32 Fahrenheit requires the removal of sensible heat, not latent heat. Much more heat must be removed to change water vapor into liquid water or liquid water into ice than to merely change its temperature. For example, 144 BTUs must be removed from 1 pound of liquid water at 32 Fahrenheit to change it into ice at 32 Fahrenheit. In designing a heating system, we are concerned only with sensible heat. In a cooling solution, both sensible and latent heat must be considered in calculating the load that will be put on the air conditioning equipment, and therefore the size of the unit needed. This is because a comfort cooling system must not only cool air, but it also remove moisture from it to reduce the relative humidity to a comfortable level. This process of removing moisture from air is one of the changing of state of water from gas to a liquid. Therefore, a greater number of BTUs will be used in this process than would be used in just changing the temperature of the air. I hope you understand sensible and latent heat a little better after this. Thank you.